Tony G is looking down on 7 deuce suited. Pre-flop, this starts as a very simple spot that turns into a textbook example of how board texture can flip the script.
I raise it, don't worry, it's like a present, it's not even...
Tony G opens with the absolute bottom of the deck. He is trying to win the pot uncontested or set up a bluff later.
Call. It's not even anything.
Come on, Elizabeth. Punish him.
I can guarantee you have the best hand.
It's not even gonna...
Vanessa Russo punished me something sweet. That was the sweetest punishment anyone ever received.
Tony bets 2,000.
On paper, this is a dream board for Houston. She still has a big overpair, and Tony has mostly missed.
Don't get into trouble here. This is dangerous territory.
Houston's raise to 6,000 is logical. She wants value while also denying equity to random overcards. The turn brings the Jack of Clubs, putting a third club on the board and completing a lot of the hands Houston is worried about. Tony leads 10,000 into a pot of roughly 15,500, and that bet is designed to make Houston's life miserable. The sizing is large enough that if she continues, she is essentially committing to play for a big river pot with a one-pair hand and no club. From her perspective, she raised the flop, got called, and now faces a strong bet on a card that crushes her exact holding. Against Tony's reputation, it might feel like a bluff, but when you replay the hand from his range instead of his actual cards, it is very easy to give him flushes, sets, or queen jack.
It's a sick laydown, but I know I got it through. Did you catch a flush?
I'm qualified.
Are you gonna show me?
I show you one card. I can't show both. That would be unfair.
Oh, okay.
She does.
I gotta mix it up, don't I?
I'm gonna hate you, aren't I? Yeah.
I think
You
he just,
bastard.
You bastard!
Why?
I had kings.
That would have been the same situation.
Daniel Negreanu is looking down on King 10 offsuit. Pre-flop, this is Negreanu doing what every good straddler dreams of doing, punishing the limp fest. 4 players just flick and calls against his live straddle, essentially telling him, we do not have a raising hand. When he looks down at King 10 offsuit, it is not a monster, but in this configuration it becomes a weapon.
I'll go against my better judgment with this one.
He wants to play.
He bumps it up to 5,400. A size that taxes all the junky limp ranges and creates real money in the middle. Tony G decides to come along with Queen 3 suited. That call is very Tony. He has position, he has a suited hand, and he loves chaos. Strategically, it is loose but not insane when deep. And he gets Negreanu heads up, and that Negreanu is raising wide enough that post-flop aggression will matter more than raw hand strength. Once everyone else gets out of the way, those assumptions are live. This pot is now all about who tells the better story.
I have no idea what you have, just for the record.
The flop comes 7-8 jack with 2 spades, an absolute smash for the kind of hands Tony is supposed to defend with, and a very awkward board for a one-and-done c-bet from Negreanu. Negreanu checks with King 10. That check looks passive, but it quietly keeps his range uncapped. Tony, however, with Queen 3 of spades, does something that really shapes the hand. He takes the free card, and with it, he keeps his range face up. The turn is the 9, and that card flips the script in a way neither of them can see from the outside. Negreanu goes from decent equity to third best possible straight, but he does not rush to grab chips. He checks again. That second check is powerful. From Tony's seat, it looks like weakness, or at best, some kind of marginal showdown hand that did not want to bluff the flop and is now scared of the ever-worsening texture. For Tony, the 9 actually helps too. He now has queen high with a gut shot to the 10 and his flush draw still live. The river pairs the jack, and this is where the hand becomes all about missed opportunity.
I got a straight.
Unbelievable. I mean, why can't I hit one time? It's like, I can't hit one hand. Played it so big, like, can't hit a hand at all.
Well, Daniel scoops up a nice pot of almost $64,000.
Daniel Negreanu is looking down on 5-4 suited. Pre-flopman. This is a classic clash between perceived strength and disguised equity. Johanna 3 bets big with ace-queen, exactly the kind of hand that wants to isolate the opener and play a bloated pot from position.
Okay, I bet.
Negreanu flats on the button with 5-4 of hearts, fully aware that he is dominated high card-wise but armed with a hand that smashes low, connected boards. Once George gets out of the way, Johanna thinks she has created a clean heads-up spot against a capped calling range,
I pay.
when in reality she has invited one of the worst possible suited connectors to the party. The flop comes a disaster for Johanna's range. Her overcards and backdoor possibilities shrink in value while Negreanu quietly connects as hard as it gets, a made straight with a live flush draw. When she continuation bets 100,000, it is completely standard. This is the board she is supposed to attack after 3-betting pre. Negreanu just check calls, and that passive line is lethal. From her side, it looks like exactly what she wants to see. The turn brings the ace, finally giving Johanna top pair on top of her draw and seemingly flipping the script. She barrels 200,000, and now Negreanu springs the trap, check raising to 500,000. That raise is polar, strong value, or big bluffs, and against most players, ace-queen with a strong draw feels too good to fold.
500. 3 more.
Negreanu's line almost never contains bluffs here. He has been slow playing on an ultra-wet flop, and the ace is a perfect card for him to attack.
I'm all in.
I call.
An all-in and a call.
I have it. She's a flush draw too?
4 or 5 of hearts for
8 of hearts for her. Sick hand, huh?
That doesn't help her.
That was very unlucky.
Wow, what a hand.
Yeah.
Jennifer Tilly is looking down on 8-6 suited. Negreanu opens with ace-2 offsuit. That is a light but purposeful steal, using the ace as a blocker to reduce the chance he runs into a premium and leaning on position to realize whatever equity shows up later. Tilly answers with a re-raise. That choice is great against a suspected wide open because suited connectors play cleanly post-flop, deny cheap realization to the opener, and set her up to attack a player who loves to take flops.
It's a little too small, Jen. Phil Locke is going to be upset with you after that raise size because it's too small. Like,
Last time I took advice from you, I lost the tournament.
Sorry.
Negreanu calls rather than 4-betting. He keeps her range wide, carries the positional advantage into a pot that is not yet bloated, and quietly pockets the option to turn later cards into leverage, even when he misses.
Okay, now I'm going to do the dunk bet.
That's not a donk bet because you were the pre-flop raiser.
Oh, okay, it's not a dunk bet.
It's a continuation bet.
A continuation bet.
Tilly follows through for a small c-bet. The sizing stresses floats and gut shots and keeps her range comfortably uncapped.
A lot of bad cards come off, then I can just bluff raise the turn or something stupid like that.
You could.
Turn a pair into a bluff. I'm really good at that. It's one of my big things Bill Reynolds taught me.
Negreanu does not have value, but he does have a plan. He calls to float, buying one more card and preserving the initiative advantage that comes from acting last. If she slows on the turn, he gets to tell the next chapter. If she barrels big, he can release cheaply and move on. The texture inches toward the middling wheelish territory that favors the caller. Tilly checks. That single check compresses her range away from very strong overpairs and toward one-pair hands and draws that prefer pot control. Negreanu seizes the mic with a bet. The number is not huge, but the message is loud. He denies a free card to overcards, pressures hands like ace-queen and king-jack that c-bet once, and begins building a story that can arrive at straights and 2-pair by the river. His literal hand did not improve, however his distribution did, because the cards he credibly represent improved. Calling the flop to take it away on the turn is classic small ball pressure, and he executes it cleanly. This is the card that ties the room together, and the run-out connects squarely with the very suited connectors that defend 3-bet pots from the blinds. Tilly leads small. That type of sizing often functions as a blocker, a way to name a price with a hand that does not want to face a pot-sized bomb. To Negreanu, that looks like a door left slightly open. He chooses to kick it in and chips. The shove polarizes him to the straights and strong 2-pair he has been representing since the turn.
We probably have the same hand. Oh, so sick. You have 9-jack, right?
Would that be the same hand as you have? Because if you did have that and you didn't call by now, it would be a little bizarre.
You're in Jennifer Tilly's seat. You have the straight. Negreanu shoves over your small lead. What's your move, snap call, or an impossible fold? And why in one sentence? Best clear answer gets pinned.
Oh, God.
Oh, you have a 6? Can you raise me with a 6 out of position?
No.
That's crazy talk.
Until he folds.
Not having no internet kids coming here and being tight ass. All right, and you're gonna play every
We're gonna
hand.
get that across right away.
I got it across and that was right. You're gonna play every hand here. You don't come here and play tight, okay? Come on internet you play like in 1 second. And when you come here now, you come to my game and you're wasting my time.
Amanda, bring a tricycle.
These kids are coming here, taking me on.
Tony, calm down, please.
All of this fighting that we just saw culminates in the hand we are taking a look at today. Our hero is holding ace-jack offsuit and has already raised to $2,500. Let's see where his aggression will take him and us.
6 trays suited, good enough to call for Daniel. Queen Jack for Alan Berry, who folds.
It's a little tight, but he is dominated.
And Reynolds folds.
Also tight, both guys were out of position to the razor.
I'm very unhappy right now.
The flop comes deuce ace king with a flush draw for Negreanu and top pair for our hero. With everybody but Negreanu folding, our hero is in prime position with his pair of aces to take over the pot. He fires a small bet of $4,000, which Negreanu casually calls. I would bet more aggressively and try to defend the top pair from the flush draw.
The turn, the 10 of diamonds, Roble picks up a straight draw.
Daniel misses.
This 10 on the turn is a tricky one. On one hand, it denies the flush draw, but on the other opens up the straight draw. Negreanu bets a bit over half the pot and is bluffing really hard and praying the river delivers him a flush. Let's hope our hero sees through his bluff and at least call. And call he does. With the top pair and a gut shot straight draw, it will be crazy to fold the hand. The river delivers another 10, which completely wrecks both of our guys' hopes. The only question is who will bluff trip 10s first.
Daniel's got air, but if he wants to win this pot, he's going to have to use that air to blow Andrew off his hand.
After a short consideration, Negreanu fires a bet of $18,000, which sits at a bit over half the pot. And that bet will trigger a huge blow-up from Tony G, who is not even in the hand. Negreanu's bet is big from the perspective of our hero, so he takes his sweet time to consider his next action, which is usually completely reasonable on a cash game table, but not when Tony G is in the picture.
I'm gonna walk out. If these guys are gonna come here, waste my time, I'm gonna walk out of the game. It's a joke. F***ing hell, he's thinking 20 minutes every f***ing hand he's playing. F***ing nit.
Here comes floorman Tom Keene, who's received more airtime than Hoyt Corkins, who went broke in 8 hands on the big game.
All right, Andrew, we're going to go through the same thing.
You play online, it's like quick. 2 seconds, bang, bang, they're pressing buttons. They come here, they freeze up.
With the countdown already ticking, all the pressure in the world was on our hero and his pair of aces. Let me know in the comments what is the best hand that you regret folding.
He folds.
What?
Sarah is looking down on ace-deuce offsuit.
I'm gonna call.
She limps the button with her hand being super under-repped, super annoying to play against, because it's technically garbage, but it blocks top pair, and it can still make nutty stuff.
Me and Mrs. Finland right now, heads up.
I believe it's Ms.
Miss, I'm sorry, Miss Finland. All right, let's see a flop.
Ronnie checks the big blind with 8-4 offsuit, which is exactly the kind of hand you want to see flops with for cheap.
10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10.
Ronnie hits bottom pair. Nothing special on paper, but in a blind versus limp pot bottom pair is actually real equity. You're ahead of all the ace highs, gutter balls, and random floats. He leads 15K, and that lead is important. He's saying, I have something, I'm not just surrendering.
You have something?
Yes, I do.
I believe you. I believe you.
She instantly bumps it to 30K. That raise is pressure, not value. She's repping Queen X and basically saying, you don't get to name the price, I do. The thing is, Ronnie doesn't go away. He doesn't 3-bet, he doesn't spaz, he just calls.
Why are you checking?
You raised me on the flop.
Num.
Ronnie just improved from, I kind of have a hand, to, I actually have a monster for this line. Trips in a limped pot is huge because again, she's never putting him on 8-4. Ronnie checks, which is smart. He wants Sarah to keep telling her queen story. She obliges by firing 55K. From her point of view, this is perfect. She thinks she already took control on the flop, so she keeps the narrative going. I raised you, you just called, you check turn, I'm still ahead. Ronnie now springs the trap and check raises to 155K. That's him basically saying, okay, I've got it. Time to pay full price.
255.
She re-raises.
What?
Against a lot of players, this ends the hand. People hate facing turn check raises because that's usually the "I'm not bluffing anymore" line. But Sarah does something that tells you how serious she is.
Really, huh? 255,000.
That is not a protection raise. That is, I am not afraid of your story, I'm upgrading it. Now pause there and think about what that looks like from Ronnie's chair. He thinks he's the trapper with trips, and then she snap re-raises his check raise. That's psychological whiplash. At a minimum, she's repping queen with a real kicker.
Ronnie, she's a little better looking than you. We're kind of rooting for her. Sorry,
Yeah,
buddy.
I know.
Maybe even something nuttier. He can't fold trips there, obviously. He calls. But the dynamic just flipped. He's no longer casually extracting. He's now in a leveling war.
All in.
And she shoves.
In Ronnie's spot, what's your move and why? I want to hear from the guys who've actually been in these pots. On your way back from the comments, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Oh my God! How is this happening? I wanted to stay and play with you, Miss Finland.
I understand.
I know, I am. I have a 4.
He shows her his hand.
Do you have 5s full or something? Oh, gee. I don't know. How often do you play this game? Do you know I have a 4 here? You know I have trips. I don't know if I can fold this hand. I don't know how you play. I never played with you before. What is going on here? If I fold this hand and they see this fold and you have like king queen or something, it's gonna be the most embarrassing thing ever for me. You understand this, right?
Okay. And Ronnie's folded.
Holy shnikes.
Ronnie, you're going to the cage.